Sublime magnificence.
Hey guys, you know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent Omari Ellis Feo Grande on YouTube, back with another episode of This Guy Hasn't Seen, and as usual, I'm joined by my co-host and running mate, one of my best friends in the world, El Director himself, Bill Smith.
Hey Omar, thank you for having me back as always. Love being here. Love doing this thing. Trading these movies back and forth. One guy has seen it, the other one hasn't. We have a very, very special one today. I'm really excited about it.
Yes, it's our first 2026 movie, I'm pretty sure, on the channel. Yeah, that's Um, pretty sweet. Recently released on Amazon Prime. If we have Pancake Man.
Pancake Man, after Jerry is pushed to the point of no return, he decides to take revenge on everyone who has done him wrong. His first kill ignites the fury of a mob boss's son and sparks a robbery from the local gang. It is a day of carnage for all three parties.
Hmm? Yes.
Omari, why are we covering Pancake Man?
Well, there's a number of reasons why I'm covering it. One, I saw it about a year ago. As like small screenings. I say 2026 film, but it's technically was released, I think, 2025 to keep going with our thing, or maybe even 2024. It's been a while that the movie has been circulating the independent circuit and everything. Also, it's hard to say without sounding like I'm trying to like humble brag or something. I'm in the movie. Okay, there it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
I
I
make
wouldn't
an
have given it
appearance in
any
the
lead in. I
movie.
would have just said, I'm in this movie.
I'm in the movie. I'm in the movie. I was going to. So that was cool. It's the first time that I've done something like this, like first time on camera for like a film, of this variety in a long time. I had the small thing that Jazz and I talk about back when, but this is the first like film thing I've been involved with. But I've been looking forward to showing it, to friends and family and stuff. Finally became available for me to find on this, and having seen it before, it qualified for the show. And I'm like, this is great. This is a great way to have it, just share it with a friend, as I can share it with other people, and just also help spread awareness about the movie now that it's out, so other people can check it out for themselves. The film has won, awards at indie film shows and stuff. For example, the Independent Horror Movie Awards. It got stuff for like Best Director, Best Kill, Best Feature, Best Humor. So that was cool. And 2024. So yeah, this was a 2024 movie. There you go. Independent Horror Movie Awards 2024. That explains that. But it's finally available for all to see. So I'm sharing it with all I can. Um, Yeah, I think I had mentioned it to you in the past. Now that the cat's out of the bag and everything, that I make an appearance in this. I had mentioned this movie to you before and the premise, but I'm not sure how much you had remembered of the premise or anything like expected going into it.
Yes, I had loosely remembered the premise because I know for a while you were either in the lead up to it when we were talking about it, either you weren't fully sure what to expect or you just hadn't been very descriptive. So in my mind, I was imagining like almost like superhero movie kind of thing, like a joke movie of like Pancake Man. Like his name is Pancake Man, Captain Underpants, like Pancake
I
Man
thought
kind of
I
thing.
told you that it was a horror or whatever.
Well, no, I was just saying like that was well that my statement could still like
Okay,
not even
fair.
necessarily superhero, like just
Yeah,
like
just the
like
the
a
villain,
like
just
a
like a
an
person.
entity called Pancake Man, not necessarily like a man with a nickname Pancake Man. Um, Until you corrected me with that, that's kind of where my brain was. But otherwise, I think you said that it was just kind of like a revenge-ish tale, killing spree kind of tale.
Man
Uh,
doesn't get his order of pancakes and goes on a killing spree. I
yeah,
think is the least point, like to be like, okay, every person he killed is related to something, something. Nah, that's something you learn when you watch the movie. Premise of
yeah.
a badass.
From my childhood, gave me a lot of vibes of Falling Down. My
Mm.
Michael Douglas film from the 90s when we were kids, which is a very similar premise of just like ordinary dude who all the little aspects of his life are just really shitty right now and he snaps. Um and kind of the same thing goes on, spoilers for Falling Down, goes on a little bit of a killing spree.
Yeah, I've heard about falling down in the premise, especially when people are talking about this movie when they were like when I don't know why. I probably because I hadn't seen the whole movie of Falling Down, which is why it never comes to my mind when I'm describing the film to people. They're like, yeah, it's one of those films, that one thing just pushes them up, but I couldn't think of
Yeah,
a nice
like you
pop
don't have a
culture
hero
reference.
necessarily. Like
Correct.
there's not there isn't a protagonist in
Hmm.
this film. It's just you're watching.
Yeah,
There's
we
a reason
haven't.
why it's living in the horror category.
Yeah,
If Pancake Man was a good guy, then this would be a action film. If Pancake Man was a John Wick, uh,
yeah.
then this is an action movie. But because Pancake Man isn't exactly redeemable, like we don't know anything. Like we know that the studio is not cooperating with him as his job as a screenwriter. He could be a shitty screenwriter. We have no idea. Like, his wife is divorcing him, and he thinks that she
But she
might be
was
cheating on
cheating.
him only
Yeah.
because the really sleazy guy hugged her while she was crying. Um, but he is also like everything we're depicted of him isn't like I
He's
wouldn't.
not a saint.
I don't think I would love to be married to this man. Like incredibly stoic and monotone vibes and a little scary even before you're going crazy with the pancakes, like just walking up and ordering pancakes, I'd be like, oh, you make me a little uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, and now the divorce hearing, yeah, obviously we're talking about the movies or whatever, but the divorce hearing, the thing about that scene is just that situation. As someone who has had issues in the past with anger, that is one of my least favorite no-win situations, is when people are trying to like act like you have no logic behind anything when you like gotten angry or anything in the past. Like, oh, he's
Right.
angry, he's violent, and then you tried to speak up for yourself. They're like, "Sir, calm down." What do you mean? I'm not even mad. I'm just trying to say, see, now you're just making it worse, trying to defend your reputation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so there's some empathy there, but like you said, or I even said, as a person with past struggles with anger, so I can't be like that doesn't mean
Yeah.
he's never
No,
been angry.
even that scene, almost especially that scene, like it is on its surface painted as like, look what our main character had to go through, look what he's driven to, kind of
Mm,
thing. Oh, this sleazy lawyer is making up lies about him and talking circles in the court and pushing the judge on his side and everything. But at the same time, his wife is in that room the entire time and never once is like, whoa, you're
yeah,
taking it too far or anything like that. I don't, so like the movie allows still a veil of mystery of like, maybe this dude is a very temperamatic
yeah,
guy at home
that's what I'm
because the wife
saying.
is sitting over there in tears, not not necessarily jumping up and being like, "Whoa, you're being too harsh about this man," or anything like that. Um,
Hmm.
and we don't know anything about the wife to be able to say, "Oh, well, she's not a trustworthy character."
Yeah.
We know nothing, so we gotta
Yeah. No.
the movie allows the viewer on their surface level. Either you go into that scene thinking, yeah, this poor woman. Like this man is obviously violent and aggressive, and she's been having to deal with it. Or you go into that scene and you're like, see, the system is always against the man in these situations.
Yeah.
It is
It's up for
the film.
interpretation.
Yeah, the film allows for the interpretation.
And you touched on it with the personal trainer and her going up and hugging him. The fact that she hugs rather than they start like making out or something leaves that ambiguity there. Because
Yeah.
had she walked up and kissed him, then yeah, you're immediately telling yourself, yep, cheating. Yeah, she was like
Well,
faking it and hamming it
because
up.
first we get the scene of him being very obviously a sleazy dude. Like
Yeah.
he's very obviously hitting on that woman that he's training. So we get that scene first, so
Hmm.
that puts rose-colored glasses on the second scene.
Right.
Where on paper, if you just bullet pointed that scene out, a sad woman goes to her gym and starts crying, and the trainer consoles her.
Hmm.
That's literally it. But
Yeah.
because we have that scene before,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
whole.
But like I said, because all she does is hug, you're like, yeah, this could just be I needed somebody to talk to.
Hmm.
And, the
Yeah,
time.
again, because yeah, we don't see it.
Hmm.
The character's motivation could be like, I'm going to the gym to like I like that'll at least distract me. And then she goes there, steps on the stairmaster, and starts crying. Like,
Hmm.
of course somebody's gonna walk up and be like, "Hey, are you okay? What's going on?" Kind of thing. But we don't know that part of it. If we only see what the main character gets to see.
Exactly. Uh, the mechanics being jerks, just, you know, a la The Mask, if you remember it. Well, obviously you remember that movie. The Mask, how the mechanics in that movie just like screwing them over with the made up charges and stuff.
Right,
Well, you're
very,
lucky
very
we found
mask.
it. Yeah, you're lucky we found these things when we did. We saved your life.
A little wild after the things that we learned progressively that's the second place he goes.
Well, it's the most immediate. Like, that's the thing.
He's like,
It,
"Oh, well, I'm doing this now. All right, kill the mechanics."
Yeah, like he just like as it goes on, each thing is like 6 minutes ago, 6 hours ago. Like the mechanics thing, that conversation he had was earlier that day.
Right.
And so he's like, yeah, no, going straight
But
to
still,
these
they pissed him
motherfuckers.
off enough to not to go there before the man that he thinks is cheating on him with cheating on him with his wife.
He goes to the divorce lawyers before he goes to the man that
Yeah,
cheated with the wife. Like he just But yeah, he just literally he snaps on the one dude and goes, I guess in for a penny, in for a pound. I'm gonna kill everybody that pissed me off over the last, 6 months in particular. Um, I do love the kills. The cinematography, I believe you touched on like off screen. I do enjoy the
yeah. I
cinematography.
was very impressed with just like their choices of lighting and camera angles on a ton of sequences. Um, like anything that wasn't just straight up daylight or like depicted fluorescent style retail lighting. They made really interesting choices for, which was really cool.
Like, speaking of fighting the gym dudes, when he or not the gym dudes, the mechanics, when he took the guy out in the like garage to fight him with the wrench and shit before knocking him down, the lighting in that, like, he just had those lights in the corner, so it
Yeah.
cast a lot of cool like shadows and shit. Um, no, so I did enjoy that. Obviously, there's lots of characters in the movie. Another thing I like is the music choice because this is an indie film, if we didn't mention it. by Bron Theron as the director, as well as an actor in the movie. He played Tyler. Um, yeah, the music choices. I was listening. I didn't hear it as well in the screening that I went to for it, but listening to this and like listening to some of the words, like hey. I think they did a good enough job. The rock music when dude starts killing people, or the metal like heavy music was funny. But then also just whenever you like take time to listen to the words of some of the other songs, the fucking Skinny Jeans song, the song in the scene that I'm part of, where they just start singing about Tony the Tiger over and over again. They just say the words Tony the Tiger. Like, wait, I'm just hearing things. He's not saying Tony the Tiger. Then I see the caption come up. Music note, Tony the Tiger, music note. Like, oh nope, he's saying Tiger, Tony the Tiger. You know what? I got no problem with that.
Yeah, yeah. Standout performance for the guys in your scene, particularly your boss in that
Hmm.
bar. I think his delivery of his dialogue is very very natural. Like
Very.
it was pretty incredible scene. I enjoyed them a lot.
I did as well. He's been in the game for a minute, and he was even like presenting, or he was talking to me about that, like on the set or whatever. Like he's
Hmm.
been a child actor since like 91 and stuff like that. I think he had a period in his life where he wasn't acting due to whatever reasons, but then he came back in to it now, and he's doing these kind of films and stuff. But no, you're right. He was just beat bam boom, just as natural as can be.
So
Uh
give us a little bit of give us a little bit of your experience. Now that we're talking about your scene, it's a real bar.
it's a real bar.
It's a real
Uh
bar. So you're on location. Where are you guys at? Was this
the
Vegas?
LA.
LA.
This was in LA. It was my first time going to LA, and I pretty much went hotel, film, screen back. I was
Right,
there
right.
for, I pretty much did all my filming or whatever, or my scene was all filmed in one day and everything like that. Initially, I had no lines. Clearly, I say something in the film. A fucking crackhead or whatever. Like, what's he look like? A fucking crackhead or whatever, however I delivered it. But that was kind of a throw. Like, he's like, I'm gonna throw something to you. Like, oh, what's he look like or something. But I wasn't expecting that. Like, this is my first time, like I said, doing a film. So knowing how much artistic liberty you can take at any, position. At first, I'm like, well,
Uh-huh.
this guy can do it because he's this dude. So if he throws something to me, I'm not gonna do something. It wasn't until
Right,
like
right,
two
right,
movies
right.
later, which that I explained that I was like, oh, I can even just do this, even if I'm a
Hmm.
small role. And if the worst they could that cut that whole classic
Depending on
ask
who's steering the
forgiveness.
ship,
Yeah, like the
I know
ask forgiveness
there's
instead
going
of
to be
permission
some
type deal. Yeah.
yeah, there's going to be some writers and or directors that are like, I wrote those words for a reason. You say those words,
Yeah.
and directors who are like, you're going to do what I told you to do,
Yeah, but
which hey, that's their vision too. But yeah,
yeah,
I'm usually more of a like I'm on stage, I'm not on camera, but I'm usually a little bit more of a like my favorite process is locking in your words word perfect and then me just morphing it just a little bit so it feels better coming out of my mouth. That's kind of that's usually my but I have had a couple of experiences where that was not desired from me and they
yeah.
would prefer that I go back to the script words.
Nice. They so we were filming, or like I had a lot of conversations with him while waiting for the scene, as well as the bartender dude who was like who apparently had known the director. I think his tag was like Abstract Rude. He's like a musician, uh,
Magician.
magician, but yes, musician. So he was cool, but like the going there, it was pretty pretty simple, all things considered. Like for what I had to do, come in, I'm like, okay, so where we stand in and all of this. We did a couple of shots of the
Are you in a tracksuit because he's in a tracksuit? Like, are you like
I
the
think so.
tracksuit gang?
I want to say yes, because I showed up wearing something else. Like, because I was also like, I got told, like, oh, hey, you're gonna be the muscle for this guy. I'm not the most, muscular guy. So I was just worried about as I go there, I'm
You
like,
photographed big.
yeah,
Like, I don't know if your boss was hunching at all, but like
it
you,
looked
you
it looked a lot better. I'm like, hey, this actually kind of works. But
yeah.
me, self-image, not remembering, this is acting and all of this stuff. But I was like, oh God, how am I gonna be convincing as the muscle? Oh no, well, I'm gonna look like I'm an angry person. So my whole thing was make look mad the whole time.
Yeah. Can we can we see a little bit of that a little bit of that mad face, Omar? Can you
Yeah,
grace us with just a
this is right
touch?
there.
Can you do one of these?
Oh God. When you put on the spot, let's do it. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to. So, yeah. Where do I just start it here? I guess because I don't want to show the mouth when I gotta go down. If I start up here and then
We gotta
do a
we
mouth.
gotta change the things as your hand covers them.
There we go. We're gonna go on the side. Sorry. Something. I
That was
feel like
good. That
that's
was really
similar to
good.
what was going
That was
on,
really good.
but it was like, don't
That was
patronize
really good. But
me.
I was
There's a
no,
lot of I.
that was really good. But I was looking for the
Yeah, there was a bit of for some reason I guess because I'm also trying to. I, I'm gonna put this
this is
in
your I'm
very.
gonna fuck you up eye. That's what you were doing. Like you gotta close this one to really focus with the I'm gonna fuck you up eye.
Yeah, type of deal. Like just get serious. Like I want to say something, but I can't. So, but I want you
Mhm.
to know
So
that you.
obviously blood is digital. Um uh
There is some practical in there. There's just not like squibs, but they did have some like practical blood and stuff, like the blood on dude's face, and there was like a
right.
stabbing when he did the stabbing. Um,
When you're getting shot, is
yeah,
that
that's digital.
is that director off camera? Like, is that somebody off camera going like bop 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 bop, and you're just responsible for like giving a shimmy? Uh,
Along those
well, actually,
lines,
the
yeah.
director's holding you.
Yeah,
The
the
director's holding
director's
you in that
yeah,
shot.
yeah,
So
the
is he just
direct.
kind of giving you a shake?
Yeah,
Like, what? How's
I'm
that?
also pretending to get shot, but it is one of those things where it's like, all right, and bam, bam, bam type deal getting
Uh-huh.
shot. Initially, the guy who's playing pool at the table, I think that cool looking car they were talking about that's too inconspicuous or whatever. I think that car was his. And so he was there letting them, use it to film, but they're like, let's get him in the movie too. So
Right.
initially there was going to be the two of us as the muscle for the guy, and he was a lot bigger and stuff. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we can do this, but I think time constraint, he couldn't stay long enough to be put in like that, but they kept the shot. Anyway, which I remember on set initially the director was calling him T-Bone. But I guess when he ended up not being the movie, my character's name got switched to T-Bone, which better than Lenny, I'll agree. Also hilarious coincidence because of the creative wrestlers over the years that I've been making, where one of them was named T-Bone since before I knew you.
Hmm. Hmm.
So the fact that that ended up happening, my friends down here were like, "No, you told them to do that." I didn't. I didn't. No, you told them to make your name T-Bone. And I'm like, no, I would have chose Butcher. But anyway, no, that was fun. Not too much to talk about for real. Like I said, he showed dude shared some stories about his early life in Hollywood, about the boss character. Afterwards, I had a drink with the bartender and Bron, and eventually I went home or went back to the airport because I had to like fly out like the following day because I money. My money wasn't the best to where I could stay. I wanted to stay longer and maybe hang out and stuff, but it wasn't the best. But everyone real chill. Director dude, Obran, obviously professional, real chill. He wanted I knew at one point because I knew something was going on with the face I was making because he made a comment on set after a couple of the screenshots where he's like, "Let's get some angles just focusing on him." I'm seeing he's doing some stuff with his face. I want some of that. So I'm like, well, I don't know what exactly I'm doing with my face, but I'm gonna keep doing it now. Uh, and got some laughs in the theater for it, so that was cool. But no, it was a fun time. Very chill people on the set. I know there was some behind the scenes recording going on, and in the parking lot when we like took a break to eat, um, there was also some people outside like, "Wait, we're on the set with this. So you're here today. Let's talk some stuff about you. Who are you? Where can people find you?" I dropped the YouTube channel and the Twitch for my thing, and was like, "Yeah, this is great." I know I saw a couple of the other people that were working on the set elsewhere, because you mentioned the Vegas trips and a lot more people between oh, I guess I went to LA twice. I went to LA the first time for this and then LA the second time for Cursed Waters. And then I went to Vegas. And a lot of people between the Curse Waters and the Vegas ones, where there was a lot of overlap with the actors. But no, every time I've met Braun and everybody, or Michael Della Pia, the main actor, he wasn't on set because he wasn't in the scene. But the
Hmm.
titular, the man who played the titular character, I did get to meet him when they had the screening down here because he's from this area and everything. And also, I think he was the person that knew my friend who put the money into crowdfunding for me to be on here. But nonetheless, it was fun. Watching the movie was a fun experience. The murders are, horror murders, nice and fun. Dude, main character is from the John Moxley School of Violence, loves using a fork as his weapon. Um, I mean, and that's not really spoilers to say it's on the poster. It's like a bloody fork. So the I liked it. It's a good time. It's an indie film, people up and coming. I know he did Braun has done some other films like Drop Dead Fred, and like that's the one that they were talking about on set that he had done, and I know he's done movies since. But I think it's worth the watch, especially if you like, indie horror. Give it a watch. It's you got some enjoyable scenes, some creative murders in a lot of the scenes. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, very, very, very cool, very cool film. I love I love films on this level because it makes you feel like you can make a film. Like, and I don't, I feel like that can come off as a dig, but that's not, I don't mean that to be a dig. Like, it's
It's more
what I always loved about,
motivational.
it's what I always loved about Kevin Smith movies. Like, they
Hmm.
make it feel attainable somehow. Like that's the overwhelming vibe I get from the film as a whole is just like it 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 has the essence of a bunch of buddies got together and made a movie kind of thing, and I love that vibe in a film.
Mm.
It makes me want to do that.
Yeah. I will say it was my first time doing some acting in a long time when I did this, and it definitely was a bug that I was happy that I had like recaught doing it. And when I had the other two things, that was fun. You know what I mean? I'm like, ah, yeah, okay, the acting bug.
Yep.
I do like doing this for with my life. But yeah, check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. Pancake Man. It's a good time. We didn't even talk about the B plot characters with Cyrus and the gang, but they all fun to watch as well.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah. I really enjoyed the couple in particular in that of that crew. Yeah, and that's always of an interesting uh trope tropical content here again and this guy hasn't seen but like that style of movie of like, all right, we have these three groups of people and we know that we are watching all three of them separately because it's going to climax together, and so you're like, it's just a fight to be like, how are we going to how are we going to
Hmm.
find all of these pieces together in one moment?
And then you see dude in the background in the restaurant just sitting at the table. It's like, ah, that's him. There he is. I see how this is happening.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So something that was just unintentionally funny for me. Suit Man, as you called him, the self-proclaimed criminal whose name escapes me. But, our C, B or C plot, however you want to look at him, he's
Yeah.
chasing the main character because his brother was involved in the main scene. When he goes to the hospital the first time to tell the guy that Kevin died, and he's like, Kevin's dead, 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 dead. And dude just angrily starts shaking the coffee or whatever. Like his reaction and the way that scene was shot, that amused me. Like I'm like, this is unintentionally funny. I get it. It's sad because you're being told your son or grandson, whatever it is in this case, has passed. But just that initial reaction, and then you get the later scene where he's like, I can't believe it. Your brother died and you're not doing do do do. But yeah. Anyway, without getting too into spoiler territory, like I said, go check it out. Amazon Prime, you can rent it for $2 or $3.
Yeah. Yep. Easy
Yeah,
watch.
yeah.
Easy watch. Hour and a half.
We
We
love,
love sub 2 hour films.
we really do. And yeah, anything else you want to talk about with this film or anything like that?
Nope.
All right. Well, guess we'll go ahead and cut it off there. If you want to check out anything else we talked about on this channel. We got like many years worth of content at this point. Whether it's this show, whether it's a sports show that's taking a bit of a hiatus on Saturdays. Maybe it's me talking with my buddy Super Jazz on whatever we want.
Super Jazz.
Thank you very much, as nature intended, on the Whatever We Want podcast, which may or may not be retarded in and of itself. It's more like the Whenever We Want podcast. And yeah, I also have a Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi, Giotabi. Come on in. Stop on by. You got anything else you want to tell the folks out there?
This will be the last week. This will be the last week. The reason why I have this crazy facial hair here, going on. I am in a ridiculous play called Promenade for New Line Theater, happening at the Marcel, downtown St. Louis. It will be happening as you are watching this, this coming Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the very last time. Showtime's at 8 p.m., doors at 7. Come out and check us out. We've gotten a ton of really positive responses, reviews here in the Lou. So
That's awesome. Yeah, St. Louis area, as you can probably tell by the paraphernalia in which we wear. Go check them out.
it's not even
Yeah,
planned.
it really isn't. But yeah, you guys have a good one. Adios. This.